The Pokemon anime timeskip has made some crazy changes, but I don't think any more of them are extremer than Roy, who seems like a complete new character, with so many people comparing him and his new team to Ash Ketchum. So let's talk about what's in store for Roy going forward in this new Mega Voltage arc. So after the apparent death or disappearance, let's say, of the Rising Volt Tackler's leader Freed, Roy seems to have taken up his mantle. He's wearing a very similar jacket to Freed and he's working with Captain Pikachu. Cap, who is rocking Freed's smashed goggles around its waist. Even though we don't know the narrative just yet, it does feel like Roy is going to try and fill Freed's boots until he comes back to try and reunite all of the Rising Volt Tacklers and eventually find Freed himself. And along the way learn more about why Spinel is occupying Rakua and try to get the good name back for the Rising Volt Tacklers, as Spinel has basically pinned this whole thing on them, the collapse of Mount Kamori. It reminds me of a few other anime that have done similar things, where the crew either split up and reunite after the time skip, like One Piece, or where the name of the team is sullied and they have to work to restore its reputation, which is a bit like Fairy Tail's time skip. So they've took some really interesting ideas going into this 1 year gap. So in this year time skip, everyone has been doing their own thing. Liko is back at school. I guess she is just continuing her school year. We saw her talking to Anne in the last episode. As she said, the last thing she saw on her adventure was Freed falling to his death. I do wish we got a bit more of the aftermath of that moment, some more reactions, but I guess it's all being saved for the future. They had to leave it on this major cliffhanger so it would create an impact, and it was really well done. But I can't imagine Liko's been doing much outside of school, so I think it makes sense that the likes of Hattrem wouldn't have evolved yet. Dot has returned home and she is focusing on full-time streaming content creation by the looks of it. So again, it would make sense that Quaxwell hasn't evolved, not being out adventuring and battling. I'd like to see Dot maybe go back into her shell. We could see some interesting development for her again. After everything she's been through of growing, becoming more confident, we could maybe see her regress after losing Freed, the man who asked her to join the crew, the man who really opened up the door to her. I'd love them to go in that direction with Dot, but then the parallel would be Roy finding Dot again, reuniting the gang and bringing Dot back on the adventure. I can see it just working really well. So that just leaves Roy, and apparently he visited Kalos in this year and also met a boy called Alt, who is the new trainer that we see in all the posters and the trailers, the guy who owns the Mega Sableye. So Roy has got the biggest glow up for sure. He's still been out there training, he's got himself a rival, and he's got himself a brand new mega shiny Lucario, which is insane. Now, like most people, I would have liked to see him get a different mega. We've just done all this with Ash, but still it does look so damn cool and it's a nice touch being a shiny. But it seems while Liko chose to finish school, Roy wanted to go and get even stronger. He didn't want anything like that to happen to Freed again. I really want that Freed moment to be the catalyst for these characters and their development. I want the characters to say how vulnerable they felt after losing him and how they wanted to get stronger. But it's interesting to where exactly he went. Did he go to the Tower of Mastery? Did he meet Karina and Gherkin? Maybe Lucario was even a gift from Karina, and then he learnt Mega Evolution from her, and together him and Alt mastered it. You can see so many heavy Ash parallels, but I love how it's so different, how he's really taken this leader mantle, how at the end of the episode he says, let's go find them. And who exactly is he talking about? Does he mean Freed? He obviously means Liko, but I really think he's just talking about all of them, all of the Rising Volt Tacklers. He's going to single-handedly begin this restoration of the crew. This dude has peaked. His character growth has been insane and he's finally fulfilling his potential. Honestly, it makes me so excited to see where his character goes. Out of all the timeskip characters and designs, he for sure stands out. I'm sure the others will all play massive roles and have great moments, but Roy just really intrigues me. I am a bit unsure about him just owning Lucario now. No capture moment, no evolution moments, no development. I always prefer to see these things on screen, but I think for a year time skip it does make sense. We as Pokemon fans have wanted some sort of time skip for ages, so it doesn't take away anything from the story in my opinion. Maybe we can get some flashbacks of him meeting it as a Riolu, seeing its evolution. That would add some needed depth, but I am really glad none of the other Pokemon have evolved off screen. Leave that all for us to see. You could maybe give the Rising Volt Tacklers some upgrades, like I wouldn't mind if Aula's Elekid evolved, or Murdoch's Rockruff. There's a bunch of stuff you can do to make this 1 year gap feel more lived in, but I'm glad they left the most important ones like Crocodile, Quaxwell, Tinkertuff and Hattrem. They've left them for us to see. And speaking of Crocodile, if Roy's been training, people have been asking why isn't this thing evolved yet? Well, I think Crocodile refuses to evolve. I think it's down to him not wanting to fully unleash its potential until he fulfills his goal of rescuing Freed. And when the time comes and we all reunite with Freed, Crocodile will rescue him and evolve at the same time. I can see it being such a fantastic scene. Please make it happen. But Roy is truly paying homage to our boy Ash Ketchum right now. He has the Fire Starter, he has a Lucario, he has the Regional Bird, and he is travelling alongside Captain Pikachu. He's by no means a copy of Ash. He is his own character with amazing character growth from where he started to where he is now. But it is just really nice that we can compare these two and see the parallels. Roy has been one of my favourite characters in all of Horizons, and I'm glad he's getting so much needed growth here. But that's going to be it for this one. Let me know what you're most looking forward to in this time skip. How do you feel about Roy's character growth? We've got a long 3 weeks now until the next episode, but it will be a 2-part special just like the very first episode was, so I cannot wait. But thanks for watching, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.